Hey everybody, it's Andrew Jones again for the second episode of my Artcast. I know that I said in the first episode where I did my studio tour that the next time you saw me I would actually be drawing something, but I got something the other day and I wanted to try it out in the video, and I thought this would be a good chance to talk about my obsessive quest for the perfect white in my traditional drawings. So what I got the other day was I've been wanting to try some white ink instead of um, either the white acrylic or have some white gouache paint as well, um, in addition to the white Prismacolor pencils. And I have a couple, I've tried to use these Jelly Roll white pens that I know a lot of people swear by, but they're kind of hit or miss for me as far as when they decide they're going to work right. I found this one, which is a Uniball Signo pen, which at first I thought was perfect, but all these pens are really nice for little embellishments, but if you want to do anything like draw in white, they just kind of fall apart. So I tried, since I use the Speedball black ink for my regular inking, I thought I would try the Speedball white ink. And this says it's super pigmented acrylic. And at first when I shook it up really good, and when I used it on the paper, it just seemed super thin. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. But then when I took my little paint mixer thing and started to stir it around, I noticed that a lot of it had settled to the bottom. It was just like in big chunks on the bottom. And I still haven't been able to get that broken up. So I don't know if that's normal for this, or maybe it's just been sitting on the shelf forever. I don't really know. So I did use it in a few places, and I might actually leave it watered down like this, because it might actually be a nice effect, like if you were just doing like a light whitewash in the background, or maybe wanted to do some smoke effects or something. It's kind of just a free way to get watered down whites. So I saw, and I don't know who this was, that I saw in a video that was referencing the Doc Martens inks, and I went to look them up, and they have a white ink as well. So I grabbed a bottle of it on Amazon, and I haven't tried this yet at all. I'm just going to play around with some things here in the video, see how this works out. So I'm going to reposition a couple things here and try a few things out. Okay, so right now I'm just sketching out a really quickie of our old buddy One-Eyed Willy here, and I just wanted to have something kind of like a real drawing to try this white ink out on. So I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me do this whole thing. I just wanted to kind of show how I'm just kind of roughing this in with some colored pencils, and just want to get some really good blacks in there, and just see how the see how this white ink actually takes to it. So I'll record a little bit more of this, and then we'll skip ahead. Okay, and there we are. Honestly, I did not plan on drawing anything today, but there you go. So, I guess that's not bad for a few minutes worth of work. So yeah, this is my toned gray paper. This is what I've been using lately. This was just black Prismacolor pencil and this black Speedball ink with a brush. And so normally this is where I would start to go in with the white Prismacolor pencils. So maybe I'll do a little bit of that, and then I'll try to try out some of this white ink. So I'm going to let this dry for just a second. Okay, so like I said, excuse me, normally I would just go in here, start with Prismacolor pencil, start doing some highlights. Excuse me, grab a drink of coffee. Being kind of a nerd behind a computer screen almost all day, I don't normally do a lot of talking. So that's kind of making my throat act up a little bit. Just have to get used to that, I guess. But the thing about these pencils is, you can't really cover anything up. You can see the blacks behind it, and even sometimes it'll make it almost look a little blue. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but sometimes it'll actually kind of read as blue. I don't know why. And even though the colored pencil will go over some graphite and light black colored pencils lines, I can't go in here and make any real significant marks over top of this black. It just doesn't, like I said, it really kind of looks blue there for some reason. So I like the white just to kind of give that overall kind of fill light, but I think it can only take me so far, which is why I'm constantly looking at alternatives. So let me show a couple of the other options that I've been using. This is the Jelly Roll made by Sakura, which I guess is probably the same company that makes, I don't know, is that the same company that makes Prismacolor or Sharpies? I can't remember. Anyway, it seems like with this I'm constantly having to just kind of get it started, and then even when it's started, let me just make a few lines here. You've got to be really kind of ginger with it, and actually it's behaving a little bit better tonight than it normally would. So I can go in here and get some really kind of nice hard highlight lines, or if I wanted to do a little bit in this eye patch string, that would be good. But the other thing is, it's once you start trying to get a bunch of lines together, I don't know, it just acts weird sometimes. Like it'll make this weird double line, and then it's hard to go back over it. Like what you go over actually picks up the ink a little bit more. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. But like I said, if you really wanted to get in there and do a lot of drawing with it, it's not always all that good. But it will go over ink and the colored pencils. But it's, like I said, it's hard to keep going, and it's not real consistent. Like right there, I just kind of had like a little blob shoot out. But it's not bad. And there's definitely like little hairs. I think on the Caesar apes piece I used this to do the little tiny hairs on his chin, and that was good. But again, you never know when it's just going to choke. So I had also found this pen, which is the Uniball Signo, and I ordered this. It's got Japanese writing on it, so I ordered it from Jet Pens. And it is sort of a similar deal to the Jelly Roll, but it does have that sort of that ball point on it that can let out a little bit more ink. But as you can see, it's not even. It's kind of getting going here. Yeah, see, I just went over that line, and it didn't make the line any thicker. It just kind of took the ink right off. And it doesn't seem to be as bright as the Jelly Roll, but it's yeah, it's, for me, it's just kind of hard to work with still. Yeah, see there, it's just kind of crapping out on me, and then I've got to try to get it going again. Yeah, it's frustrating. And then there's these big guys. These this is the Pentel Pocket Correction Pen, and this is the Jumbo Correction Pen. I think I got these off Amazon, but you can probably find them just about anywhere. These are really good for when you wanted to do, like, if you're just drawing in your sketchbook and you wanted to do like really heavy white lines around something as an outline. And they do make really, really bold lines, but it's, again, it's, you can't be real precise with it. I mean, you can use it to, you know, kind of scribble an outline around something. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's sketchy at best. And it kind of has this like ballpoint inside of it too, that you push down on it and it releases the ink. But it's still pretty inconsistent. But it's good if you have to do like a really, really big area. And there's these things which I don't recommend at all. And there's a bunch of different kinds. I just picked this up at Michael's or something just because I wanted to try it. But this is like supposedly, it says opaque paint marker, and I guess it's just acrylic ink inside. I don't know what it is. I only used this one once, and it got all over everything, and it was a total mess, and it didn't even come out right. So don't try those. I've tried a couple different variations of that, and they never work. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try. This is the white ink I just got. It's the Doc Martens. I haven't used any Doc Marten stuff, but I know a lot of people like their black ink. So it says it's light, fast, and waterproof pigmented India ink, holds a line without spreading, flows smoothly without tip drying, non-clogging, non-toxic. Well, we all like non-toxic, so let me see. I don't even know. It doesn't even say if you're supposed to shake it up. I mean, I normally don't even, I don't know if my black ink says to shake it up. Shows you how much I know about my actual materials. Mix well before using. Well, I don't know. We'll just kind of swill it around here and see what we get. It looks like there's a dropper inside. So what I'm going to do is I got a bunch of these little containers, probably at Michael's or Joann's or something. They come in like a whole bunch of different sizes in bags, so I'm just going to kind of drop out a little bit of the ink inside this, just so I don't make a huge mess. I can kind of see what I'm doing. Which is actually what I should be doing with my black ink. Probably would make less of a mess, and I can tell. I can actually tell when my brush is in there. So this seems kind of thin. Like I said, I don't know if I was supposed to shake that up or not. I'm sure you guys can let me know in the comments if I need to do that. I guess I'll find out soon enough. So let's see. Let's start on his up here. So it's going on pretty cool, pretty good. It's already not as transparent as that other white ink I was trying to use, which was watered down, I think, mostly because most of it had settled to the bottom of the bottle, and I couldn't get it broken up. So there, yeah, that's some pretty nice white, bright white lines. I don't know if it's going to mix here with, okay, here we go. Well, I like the white Prismacolor pencils, and I'll continue to use them. I'm really comfortable with a brush, so I think if I can get a good look out of this, then I'm definitely going to use this ink a lot more. So far, I like this. I mean, it has the consistency of ink because it is ink. It seems to be going over those blacks pretty good. And I even like the look of it as it's thinning out. Kind of we get a nice highlight there. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this so far. This is what I should have done from the beginning. For some reason, I weirdly thought that ink wouldn't come in white. It's a weird assumption, but it just didn't occur to me. By the way, I don't know if anyone would actually want this little dumb piece. Maybe what I'll do is I've actually been considering becoming a creator on Patreon, kind of follow Jeff Lafferty's lead. I'm not sure yet, but I think I should just jump in and see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? But maybe if I do that, maybe I'll just give this piece to the very first person who signs up as a patron of my work. So I think probably if I had shaken this up a little bit, it might Might be a little brighter going on. But I'm not disappointed in it. It's definitely going on better than that Speedball white ink. I don't know. I might start doing all my whites with ink. The glare of this light making it a little difficult to see what I'm doing up here, but of course, whoever gets this piece gets to see all my nice little chicken scratches there too, but what are you going to do? So what do we think? I'm kind of digging that look. Definitely open to comments and suggestions. But I think for a little while I might just play with this. Play with doing it this way as opposed to a mixture of white colored pencils and white ink. Cool. Well, I think that's enough of a test for me to know how this is going to work out. So I definitely think this is probably it. Like, I mean, I can still do like the jelly roll stuff, but I mean, even with a brush, I can get, you know, comparable lines, and they're solid lines. You don't get that weird gap in the middle from where the ballpoint on the pen kind of drags through it. Like I said, hopefully I shake that bottle up, because actually when I have a lot of ink on the brush, it goes on pretty white. So that's something I'll try too. So there you go. Not much of a review, but
see me try out something I've never tried before on camera. Also, I'm not terribly happy with my signature, but rather than spend ages trying to figure it out, I just go with something basic. Well, at any rate, there we are. Cool. I think I'm happy with that.
So thanks everybody for giving that a watch, and hopefully that was halfway interesting, and hey, I actually got to draw something on camera. I just wanted to thank everybody for watching the first video. As of right now, it's got, I think it's 80 views in less than a week. I've never had any kind of response to my videos before. I haven't really done a lot of art videos. There's some old comic strips that I had drawn on Ustream that I put up on YouTube, but those were a long time ago, and I'm kind of embarrassed by those. But yeah, the response to my video was really, really great. So thanks everybody who watched that. Anybody who subscribed to my YouTube channel, thanks a lot for that. Like I said, I'm thinking about joining up on Patreon. I was going to do it for my comic strip, and I put it up and then I pulled it down because I just didn't feel like I was ready for that. I didn't have enough of a following for the comic strip itself, but I feel like I've got enough of a body of work in just this kind of artwork, my sketch cards, my digital art and all that. I think I've got more than enough to start a Patreon campaign and just see what happens. I mean, the worst that happens is nobody signs up for it. But hopefully, if I can keep the videos going and you guys like what I'm doing, then I'll keep up on Patreon. I'll come up with some rewards for you guys, and we'll just see what happens together. So also, I wanted to give a shout out to Jeff Lafferty. I know a lot of you guys probably follow him already. He's got a really active YouTube channel. He's doing just a crazy amount of videos, like five a week. Every weekday, I think he's doing a video. And he's just an awesome artist with a really great style. And go check out his Patreon account and support him there, because not only do you get to support him and what he's doing in his art, and see some really great art videos, but every month you get to pick a print. So I've gotten two so far. One is this awesome Yoda, which I can't wait to frame, and the other is this Maleficent from the new Angelina Jolie movie, which I have not gotten to see yet, but I really want to. I think Maleficent is one of the greatest villains of all time. I just love that character. But anyway, definitely check out Jeff. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel and his Patreon account in the show notes. So definitely check him out. It doesn't cost that much to support him and get a print once a month. So that's it for now, and hopefully the next time you see me, I think I'm actually going to do another full drawing. I don't know if I'll do the whole thing on camera because it takes a while, but I've got some ideas for some things, some scenes from some 80s movies, so stay tuned. Thanks a lot.